Shrubs are amongst the balcony garden's most versatile plants, not only serving as a background but providing shade, windbreak, and privacy, in addition to their own varying colors and textures. That's a whole ton of value out of a single plant. In this 3-part video, you'll learn how to choose the best shrubs for your balcony garden and what use you can make of them. As a special bonus, we're also sharing the best way to plant shrubs on balconies at the end of the video. Let's get into it. Apartment Jungle is all about apartment and small space living. Give this video a like to help spread the word that small space living is awesome. Part 1. First things first, is it a shrub? The difference between a shrub and a tree is not just a matter of height. Both have stout, woody branches that stay alive the entire year, but a shrub produces its branches at, near, or below ground level, while a tree usually has a single trunk with branches starting some distance up. Thus, the common lilac, Syringa vulgaris, is a shrub even though it can reach 20 feet in height, and a 10-foot-tall flowering dogwood, Cronus florida, is still a tree. Large shrubs can, of course, be pruned to look like small trees, and many trees can be trained to grow like shrubs. Because shrubs are substantial and long-lived, they play a vital role in turning a balcony into a garden. They are the permanent framework around which showy annuals and perennials are interwoven year by year. A balcony garden without them lacks emphasis and variety, and in the winter is reduced to a flat and lifeless plain, no, thanks. With their leaves, flowers, berries, and sometimes even with brightly colored bark, shrubs provide visual interest in all seasons. We should also mention here that if you want to attract birds and pollinators, flowering and fruit or berry-producing shrubs might just be the best addition to your balcony garden. Part 2, deciduous or evergreen, which is best for your balcony garden? A deciduous plant drops its leaves in the fall, often with a spectacular display of color prior to leaf drop. It spends the winter in bare frame dormancy and leaves out again each spring. Compared with evergreens, which retain their foliage all winter, many deciduous shrubs make up for their wintry drabness with a spectacular spring or summer show of flowers, and perhaps with an autumnal display of colored leaves as well. Many balcony gardeners value deciduous shrubs because they change with the seasons. Also, most deciduous shrubs are less expensive than evergreens and grow more rapidly, great for getting your balcony garden looking fab in less time and inexpensively. Evergreens provide winter color, of course, and offer certain other advantages. Many kinds thrive in shady places. The tone and texture of their foliage make an interesting contrast to the more flamboyant deciduous shrubs and flowering annuals, and they give the landscape year-round stability, privacy, and windbreak. There are broad-leaved evergreens, and there are those with needles. Generally speaking, the farther south you go, the wider choice of broad-leaved evergreens you have. Most tropical and subtropical shrubs are evergreen, and in the American Sun Belt of the Deep South, Southwest, and Pacific Coast, they constitute the majority of garden shrubbery. Some kinds, like the Magnolias, are represented in the southern United States by evergreens but have deciduous species that grow well farther north. Others, such as the California privet, lose their foliage only in regions where bitter winter storms denude their branches. And some, like the mountain laurel, Kalmia latifoliid, and Rhododendron Maximum, stay green almost everywhere. Needle or coniferous evergreens flourish throughout most colder climates, like the northeast US and Canada. They are often best planted along with deciduous shrubs. As always when selecting plants, use a zone map as a guide to choosing shrubs that will be winter hardy in your locale. Other variables will affect your choice: the composition of the soil you intend to provide on your balcony garden, sandy, loamy, or clayey, and its acid-alkaline balance. The degree, humidity, and amount of precipitation where you live, or water you intend to provide. The amount of sun the plant will receive. And, if you live by the sea, the special problems posed by salt spray. Part 3, uses of shrubs in balcony gardening. A shrub may be upright, rounded, weeping, or spreading. The shape you choose largely depends on the use you plan to make of the plant in your balcony garden. If, for example, you need a hedge to act as a windbreak, the tough, upright Bayberry, Moreca pennsylvanica, makes sense. The English boxwood, Buxus sempervirens, rounded and quite tolerant of pruning, is a good choice for a low boundary hedge and can also be a great privacy screen. If yours is a small balcony garden and you want a shrub to brighten a corner, there is no point in planting a rounded viburnum, which will have outgrown its elbow room long before it reaches a respectable height. If you have space and you want to mask a compost heap or some such eyesore, look for a large evergreen, such as an eastern white cedar, Thuja occidentalis, rhododendron, mountain laurel, Kalmia latifolia, holly, ilex, yew, taxus, or an upright form of juniper. Deciduous shrubs might do in summer but would be less effective in other seasons, when their branches are bare. Of course, you can also select fruiting and berry-producing plants to act as shrubbery. Blueberries of any variety are an excellent example. Shrubs serve to define and delineate space in a garden. They guide the eye toward what the balcony gardener wants highlighted, and they guide the feet along the paths he wants followed, either real paths or paths you want the eye to follow. In a balcony garden they can create the illusion of depth, and in an open space they can form cozy nooks. The effects depend on the imagination and skill with which the shrubs are planted. Many shrubs, ground covers, and vines can be useful for disguising unattractive parts of a balcony garden. A prostrate juniper will spread over a manhole cover and still allow for removal of the cover. A balcony railing will seem to disappear under a covering of Wisteria floribunda. An evergreen honeysuckle, Lonicera natita, that is fan-trained on a trellis will help to hide anything unsightly, and it will fill the air with fragrance. Many shrubs have this bonus of sweet-scented flowers, so place them near windows. Lilacs, mock oranges, and some viburnums are all good for this purpose. They will add to the pleasure of your balcony. Shady parts of a balcony garden are no problem for shrubs if you use the right ones. Witch hazel, Hemimelis virginiana, and hydrangea are two that actually prefer partial shade. At the beginning of this video we promised to share the best way to include shrubs in balcony gardens. What we recommend is to plant a single shrub in each pot. This saves money as larger pots to accommodate more than one shrub can often be much more expensive. Remember, you'll need a pot which is at least twice as large as the root bulb of the shrub you plan to plant. Planting in multiple pots allows for shrubs to mature properly, leading to healthier plants, and allows for flexibility in arrangement. You can create groupings or move as needed to account for sun and other weather aspects as the seasons change. We've linked our favorite shrub planter in the description. The Janska by Muller has all the features you need for optimal balcony shrub health. They're tall so your shrubs will get more sun, have an interior drainage control to control water, and weights such as rocks can be placed in the bottom of the pot to ensure the planter stays put. They're the best, and we have several shrubs in these pots and they're thriving. Grab yours through the link in description. Balcony gardens benefit hugely from the addition of properly selected shrubs. Add some to your balcony garden today. Whether you choose to add them for privacy, shade, windbreak, or beauty, or all three, they are one of the best investments you will make in balcony garden plants. If you like this video, please subscribe to Apartment Jungle and be sure to turn on notifications. We put out new videos for apartment and urban dwellers every week. Thanks for watching and see you next time.